that book right there. Thank you very much for all the support of the channel, subscriptions. It's great to see the channel grow. And as you know, we do this daily show every day for you, not for clickbait. We really are talking about what's going on in the financial markets. We do it 7 days a week at, actually, technically 6 days a week at 7:30, and then on Thursdays at 7 a.m. In addition to the daily financial news, we bring you 5 multimillionaires every week. I call it my expert series, Monday through Friday. And then on top of that, we are talking about deals that I'm doing, advice for getting started, all kinds of things to help you get a little bit better. And if you don't know already, I do believe inventory is coming in 2021. I believe it is time to get ready and learn your market so you can take advantage of cheap debt, which won't be here forever, and opportunities to produce cash flow and things of that nature. But alas, let's get into the daily financial news. First things first, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, I try very hard for you not to understand if I'm Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative. I am an American. I am, like most of you, right in the middle. I don't follow conspiracy theories. I don't think people, generally speaking, are evil and out to get us. However, there is one politician that's just got to go, and he is the governor of California. He's the only one I will name or speak of because I think, frankly, he has lied to us many times. I think he has single-handedly destroyed California. And I was very glad to see this morning that the Recall Gavin 2020.com is picking up speed. Apparently, they have half the required signatures to get a recall on the ballot. Recalls generally don't go anywhere, although after Gavin once again showed his colors, do as I say, not as I do, by going to a ridiculously expensive restaurant in the middle of this pandemic, eating inside, not social distancing, not wearing a mask. People have had enough. And hopefully videos like this can help more people sign that petition, and we can get it on the ballot, and we can just see. We can let the voters decide. I am comfortable with that decision. If the voters decide to recall him, great. If they want him to serve his term, so be it. But let's have a choice. He is running the state into the ground. He is making horrible decisions, destroying the economy, impacting lives, and near as I can tell, he's a coward. He just likes to look pretty on TV and say big words. So I was really glad to see that. Getting off that topic, sorry, just the one guy that kind of annoys me in politics. We do have a stimulus plan that actually has a chance to pass. The stimulus is going to be broken apart. At least that's what I read this morning. Step one, or phase one, or stimulus bill one, is what we've been talking about for at least 3 months. It's kind of everything they all agree on. Depending on who you talk to, it's 600 billion, it's 650, maybe touches 7. But that's the bill I think most of us have wanted to see done for a while. Unemployment, PPP, some money for schools and testing. The stuff that we generally go, you know what? Let's finish the bridge. Let's get past this so we can have an awesome 2021. Then there's the second bill. This one has little to no chance. It's kind of everything they don't agree on. State and local bailout, liability protection. But they kind of they broke apart, what was it, the 908 billion into 2 parts. I don't know why they didn't do this before, but I don't care. It's in front of us now. It's supposed to be voted on today. God, can you imagine them not approving number 1? That would be bad. That would send shockwaves through the market. I fully intend House, Senate, and our president to sign off on number 1. Number 2 is going to blow up spectacularly. It probably doesn't pass the House. It probably doesn't pass the Senate, and thus never makes it to the president's desk. But hey, call your shot, take your shot, see what happens. So good for them. Fed meeting this week's going to be a big deal. We're going to find out. Obviously, they're going to keep rates low. That's kind of like a no-brainer. But really, for me, it's what are they going to do on the bond buying side? They are the market for buying bonds, for buying mortgage bonds. And are they going to step it up, stay even, or throttle back? These are conversations we have to start having. They won't be the market forever. At least I don't think so. So these are the things that we're going to look for in the Fed statement, because again, if they throttle back, we could see interest rates rise. So we really got to watch the Fed for what they are doing in the market, because like it or not, they are the elephant. And when the elephant moves or the elephant leaves, we could have some problems. I don't expect them to reduce anything, but they probably will start talking about reducing. This is how the Fed meetings work. They tell you what's coming like 2 or 3 meetings ahead of time. That way you are not surprised. The Fed does not want to surprise us. It does not want to surprise the market. So I do expect language about, hey, we're going to consider reducing the bond purchase programs, but we shall see. It might be in their meeting in February or March, but we shall see. Another thing that we need to realize is Germany is now going into national lockdown. If you don't know, Germany is the 4th largest economy in the world. This is significant. This is going to send shockwaves through global trade. It is likely going to send the EU into a negative print for the quarter, certainly risks Q1. The dark days are here. We just got to get through it, right? I was watching CNBC this morning, and they're making a big deal out of people getting vaccinated. I guess I get it. They're trying to make people feel comfortable. But the truth is vaccines are here. Vaccination has started. Let's, if you want it, get it. If you don't. I don't really care. That's the beauty of being American. But realize it is here. Many people will get it. It will help get us to, I don't know what they call it, herd immunity. Again, in America, you have the right to choose, and you just pay the price based on whatever you choose, and I'm cool with that. Wednesday's a big day for us. Retail sales. I think it's going to be negative. I think if you go back and watch what happened in housing, remember that little lull we had right around the election where pending home sales ticked down, and then after the election they ticked up? I think retail sales is going to follow the same trend. I think negative retail sales for November, which won't be good. It won't be good. And then Thursday, if we don't have stimulus approved, again, Bill 1, as we talked about earlier, if stimulus is not approved by Thursday, this is going to sound horrible to say, but I don't know what else to say. I hope we have 1 million new unemployment claims. We need to, figuratively slap Congress into action. And last week's 853 folks was just not enough. That hurts me to say, but in reality, it's true. There is a group within Congress that's like, hey, budget hawks, let's retreat. The economy is doing well. I am not in that camp. You probably have heard me be very clear. I think we need to help those at risk. I'm not a fan of a big check for everyone. I'm not a fan of state aid. I'm not a fan of those things. But gosh darn it, when we are telling people they're not essential and we are limiting their ability to work, that's not cool. I actually think it's against the Constitution. The Fifth Amendment has a taking clause, and I think they are taking people's rights to work. I'm not a lawyer. Don't even play one on TV, but it is going to be interesting. There's a question here I think is interesting. Yeah, 1 million on what's called the U3. The U6. It's going to be north of that as well. I don't know, 1.2, 1.3. It has to be bad. That's the point. It was almost bad last week. It was just not enough. It's just got to be bad. And again, it's like you don't want it to be, but you want it to be. That's kind of where we are right now. It's bad. Something else I thought was interesting is good old Dave Ramsey. We've talked about him a couple of times on this channel. He clearly thinks this thing's a hoax. He hosted on his property 1,000 guests at his holiday party. And I hope that's not in the news in 2 weeks about being a super spreader or whatever they call these things. But yeah, alcohol was flowing. It was interesting. So yeah, good for him. I'm sure they had a great time, but I thought that was pretty interesting for a public figure to come out and, I don't know, just risk, whether or not you believe it or not, just even a 20% chance of hurting your fans. I mean, I don't know. Probably wouldn't have been something I would do, but good for him if he wanted to. Airbnb got a double downgrade today from buy to sell by a couple of analysts. Just valuation. It ran up so much. It makes sense. I want to clarify some comments I made, I think, Saturday on the Georgia election. Apparently, some new followers aren't watching how I parse my words very well, and they were rather angry. So let's be clear. I think the Georgia election is going to be the most expensive runoff ever. I think it was the election that will decide the next 4 years. I'm not coming down on either side. I don't do that. If the Democrats get both seats, they will spend like drunken sailors. If the Republicans can keep at least one, if not both, it is going to be a battle, and we will throttle back on what potentially could be spent. Again, I'm not here to talk about either or. People were, being very aggressive in how they responded to that video. I'm not saying one way or the other. It's just a fact. If those two seats go to the Democrats, they will have the ability to spend crazy. And if they don't get both, they won't. What's wrong with that? I don't understand why people got all pissed off, but whatever. Next up, did you hear about the hack? Remember, I think it was Wednesday, it might have been Thursday, we talked about FireEye getting hacked. And that FireEye actually said the hackers were going after government data. And that was kind of interesting. It was like, what are they doing? Lo and behold, this weekend, the Treasury, the Commerce Department, and other agencies were hacked. Sophisticated hack. Nation states. Outside actors. It's going to be interesting to see how liable FireEye is for that. We're going to see what they took. It's not good. It is not good. And then finally, United Airlines. Again, I've been talking about retail sales and these additional lockdowns and second wave and all that other stuff. What is coming? United Airlines has basically said this is real. They've seen cash burn go from an estimated $15 billion a month now to $26 billion. And all of that is because of cancellations and reduced occupancy in their flights. So just another sign that the Q4 hopeful growth in GDP is not, may not be there. We may get a negative print in Q4 and very likely a negative print in Q1. So that's what I got for you. The other thing that's interesting, if you still watch this, I put out a video yesterday talking about Detroit 2.0. Is it LA or San Francisco? And let's be clear. I created that video because a lot of you have said basically San Fran is going to be Detroit 2.0. And then a few of you said, no, go look at LA. I don't have an opinion one way or other, but it happened so much. I researched Detroit, what happened. And then I talked about it. That was not my idea. That was really sparked by the audience. So I appreciate you giving me the idea. It was interesting to kind of read how Detroit kind of fell apart and ultimately had a, I forget what it was, like an $18 billion bankruptcy. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if San Francisco kind of goes that route as LA, or they're just too big. A lot of you responded with the weather's too nice. I'm not sure the weather's worth $1 million, but I've lived here too long. Maybe I just don't know. So that's what I got for you today. And of course, it's Monday. We got one of our multimillionaires coming up here in about 16 minutes. So that will be done today, Mr. Greg Dickerson. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself.